Okay. First of all, I'm very glad to share our experience here. Um, as a member of the UTA, I'm looking forward to have a more cooperation with other cities and other nations. And also, I very thanks to the Charles who is mentioned about the Smart Taipei project, and especially mentioned about the magazine we have done in Taipei so far. So thanks to him, so that I have had more time to talking about the concept and also some of the showcase that we've done in Taipei. So in today's presentation, I was talking about of course, I was talking about the concept of Smart Taipei projects, and also what we get benefit from it, especially when we face the COVID-19 situations. So my name is Chen-Yu. I'm the director of Taipei Smart City Project Management Office, and you can call me Leo. So before I started, I would like to spend some time to discussing about the definition of smart city, but because I think that's the key when we try to execute the smart city projects. So as Levin just mentioned, actually my office was started 5 years ago. And honestly, in the first 2 years, we spent lots of time to try to figure out what exactly the meaning or the definition of the smart cities for the Taipei. So and we realized to deal with the problem, especially with the real problem, is the core concept of one of the core concepts of the smart city project in Taipei. For example, we need to figure out what's the real problem we face, when we try to manage the cities. Lots of cities they do the smart city by involve new and more smart city solutions, because they think they lack of smart solutions. But honestly, in Taiwan, in Taipei, actually, we already have lots of smart city solutions. And we have more than 30 agencies. They also work with lots of different industry partners, provide all kinds of I call it new technologies and new solutions. So we believe that definitely not the major problem of the smart Taipei. So after a few years, discussion and work with lots of different departments with different stakeholders, we realized that the real problem of the Taipei city itself is that we don't have the innovation abilities. The reason I told that because people always say that the public servant is very conservations. And we need to figure out why people always say that the public servant, is so conservations. And so I believe that the first thing we need to do is we need to change the culture of the public servant. I mean, for the government and for the city itself, of course. So the first thing the first major goal of the smart city project is we trying to change the culture by revise the system. By revised how exactly, they definitely some of the problem when the public sector want to work with the private sector. So that's why people always say the government is so conservations. So we spend a lot of time to to talk to the lots of different stakeholders and also talk to the people. And we realize the first thing we need to do is we need to able to accept value, because innovation always comes to risk. If we do nothing to deal with the value, then nothing will happen. No innovation will happen in Taipei. So in my office, actually we do lots of jobs. We also do the top-down job. We play the consultant to lots of different agencies. As I mentioned, we have more than 30 agencies in Taipei City local government. And as the Charles just mentioned, we do lots of lots of communication with our people, with our citizens, but the most important part is we build up a new mechanism to helping the private sector community work with public sector, like we call it a bottom-up model. We do a lot of proof of concept projects. So until now, we already facilitate more than 200 projects, especially for the bottom-up projects. It's about 200 bottom-up projects. So I will show exactly we do. So I think that when we try to talking about to be able to assess value, I think the mechanism is the first thing you need to do, because the reason that why in the past the city or government cannot be able to assess value because the system have a problem. So the mechanism has lots of problems. In our past mechanism, we don't have any space to make mistake. So what we do is we build up a new mechanism to helping the public servant to work with private sectors. So our office will play the agency that we're helping the stakeholders, especially from the outside of the government, to propose. So for those stakeholders, they can propose almost any idea to us, and we help them to define the scenario, and negotiate with the department and do the POC concept, POC project, proof of concept projects. And if it works very well, then probably will scale up. So another key of the to be able to assess failure is we need to do a new strategy for the financial support. So in the past, we only have a pilot project and scale up. When we try to make it scale up, that means we really become the policy. But before become the policies, the only tool we have is only the pilot project. But the tool is you also spend money on pilot projects. So that also make it, it's not valuable. So what we do is we created a new concept. We call it, it's a very common term called proof of concept projects. But a key point here is we actually don't spend any government funding on it. So we provide a very, very concrete PPP model, partnership between private and public. So for the private sector, private company, they need to, deal with the funding, the budget, and for the public part, we will help them to provide all kind of resources, but money. So that's very important. So in the past, we already done about in the past about 5 years, we already done about 200 projects, and as you can see the results. During these 200 projects, only about 32% of the project are finished project. And during these 32 projects, they only less than 40%, we call it, the outcome is very outstanding. So that means, it only less than 50% project they will work. So if we would do not, that also means 85% actually fail. So if we do nothing, to deal with the failure numbers, that will be the disaster for the public servants. So that's why we do lots of things to deal with the system, do with the mechanism. So unfortunately, we do. I believe we do a very quite nice job in the past 4 years. So we initiate 200 projects. But in the last year, actually, we faced the second problem. As I mentioned in earlier, actually, for our past mechanism that everyone can propose the idea to us, it's a very nice, very ideal, models. But the truth is, after we finish the project, and then we have 15% of the project that work very well, so that means about 30 to 40 projects work very well. But only less than 15, only about 15 projects, they will, become the real policies. So what's wrong with this model? And so in last year, we spent a lot of time to discussing, and then we realized, for some of, I need to say that for most of the case, even they work very well, but they don't face they actually don't deal with the critical problem of the agencies. So that's another problem we need to fix this year. So from this year, actually, we try to mix the top-down and bottom-up together. So trying to revise our system again and hope to improve the numbers, the percentage of the scale-up projects. So so we start from this year. We also we not only code the solution from the private sector. We also ask the agency, the different department to try to propose their request to the public, to the private sector. But most important is we need to base on our past experience. So that means no matter what topic they ask for, no matter what solution they ask for, they still can fail. That's all. That's the major part. So that's the what we do in these 2 years. And that I believe that's why we really love the words. But yeah, and also our ranking will rise in the past 4 years. And as, I believe that Charles also already speak lots of thing about the rankings. So I won't leave that. But it's very important because if you don't get the ranking, people won't listen to you. So okay, so. So I was spend about 5 minutes more to describe some of the project. I will go to the details. If you need further detail, feel free to contact us. We will provide you the slides. It's open so if you want. And so for the top-down project, actually, as I mentioned, we definitely have a framework for the whole Taipei City government. But I think that the major concept here is we don't want to tell them what to do. We only help them to make them their framework, their solution better, because smart city is not my business, it's everyone's business. So that's the major concept for the top-down projects. So we do lots of so that's why I say we more like a consultant to other department agency. I think that's very important for the top down, because they already have the domain knowledge, and they have a domain expert, and they do that for a very long time. Probably they just need some of international input or some of the advice from the technology part. So that's exactly what we do, and probably they're looking for a new model. Yeah, so that's what exactly we work with other agency. So as you can see, we work with the Department of Transportation by providing the new strategy and how they deal with the green and shared transportation. But due to the time, I don't have time to go through the details. But we actually ask them to use the different strategy compared to other CC when they do the sharing transportations, and the results quite well. And also for that's for the public housing. And also for lots of different agencies. I will skip most of the slides due to time. And also another very important thing is we start the data center project last year. We're helping the Department of IT trying to collect and use data. Yes, data is very important, and we need to figure out what exactly the scenario we can use to make those data very useful. What exactly we want to do to this data. I'm very total agree with the Charles. It's just too much data. The problem is what exactly we need to do with the data. And of course, we do lots of bottom-up projects, close to 200. And I will just give some of the example of our projects. And we do lots of tests for the autonomous bus. Actually, this year is the 3rd time we do the autonomous bus test, and we're still trying to take a passenger to take the autonomous bus, and it's very important. And I think we will in the past 3 years actually we do lots of different tests with the autonomous bus, and yeah, and we need to figure out what exactly you can do to deal with the problem, especially for the transportation problems. But it's very important, our resource always is limited. So, that's another factor we need to consider. And also we do lots of solutions with to deal with the COVID-19. Honestly, I think that, we are probably few of the cities we still can have a normal life compared to, normal compared to other cities. The reason we can do that, not only we have a very strong, prevention system to control the COVID-19, in Taipei, based on our past experience and based on our content project, we also can deliver our new service in a very short time. For example, when we're trying to making the mask vending machine, we done this project in 1 month. In the past, that's almost impossible. So, our new system also helping us to be able to, change our strategy, and also very easy to work with the private sector to deal with all kind of the problem. So that's I think that's the most important benefit from our past experience. So I think that the single solution is not the issues. If you have a very mature system, that will make everything very smoothly. And of course, we do lots of cooperation with foreign companies, and also with the elders, and with lots of virtual solutions. But due to the time, I'm sorry, I don't have time to go through details. And also we do lots of effort to talk with the citizens. So we do all kind of the way to to try to understand the need of the citizens. Okay, my time is up, so I just want to say that's my last slide. We are very willing to share experience with everyone and exchange our experience. We also very willing to learn from other cities. So if you have any further question or further comments, and if you need anything from Smart Taipei project, feel free to contact me or through our website. We are very willing to work with others. Thank you. It's my presentation. Thank you.